Hello, Pilgrims. Again, this is Paul Hart, member at Pilgrim Lutheran Church, and this is the second of a short series that I'm doing on my attendance at our St. Paul area Synod Assembly late in May. I was one of 3 pilgrims who attended the assembly, along with Pastor Carol Tomer and Natalie Hokinson. And so 3 of us were voting members of the assembly, and that's sort of an interesting title. We're not just strictly speaking representatives. We are voting members. I think that we probably try to keep some of the varied opinions at our church in mind, but we're pretty much left to vote our consciences as far as the assembly is concerned. So that's sort of an interesting kind of model, and maybe we could talk about that sometime. In the second plenary session, after we reelected Peter Rogness, our bishop, we received the bishop's report, and this is a pretty comprehensive and extensive report on the activities of the St. Paul area synod, which are extensive. And I'm going to try to post a link to the St. Paul area synod website so that you can check out some of those activities yourself. I'll just tell you briefly that Bishop Rogness told us about some of our mission partners, such as the Lutheran colleges that are near the St. Paul area, such as Augsburg College. Also, one of our partners is the Minnesota Council of Churches, and we share some funds with them, and we work with them on joint activities, for instance, in the area of public policy making. The St. Paul area synod has offices on University Avenue, and you're welcome to stop by those offices anytime. I guess they have really spruced these offices up and are a great place to meet the synod leadership. We are through our synod, we support many different activities in Minnesota. For instance, we're very active through the Lutheran Coalition for Public Policy in the task force called A Minnesota Without Poverty. So we make contributions to that group, and they speak to our state legislators, and they try to develop public policy programs to help reduce poverty in Minnesota. I'm just going to read through a few of these. Some other areas are support for congregational leaders. So, for instance, there was a toolkit that was developed by the St. Paul Synod to offer as training materials for congregational leaders. Theological education is supported through our Synod. And then other training sessions are also offered through the Synod, such as vital congregations, just communities, and training the trainer, safeguarding God's children. So we're very active at the assembly level in doing training for leaders. We also are supportive of activities through something called Crossing Bridges, and these are various support programs that help various initiatives in and outside of the assembly, including Bridges to New Leaders. So that's providing financial aid for Masters in Divinity students who are going to Luther Seminary. And then also supporting new missions in the St. Paul area, such as the New Life Church in Lakeville and the Light of the World Church in Farmington. And then other activities include the Daily Work ministry, which is an employment ministry that is designed to help bring more justice to the workplace. Healthy Bodies, Healthy Minds, which is a program through Mount Calvary Lutheran Church in Eagan, and International Ministry Among Youth who live in the context of poverty. So these are just some of the many mission activities that our assembly is active in and supports through our dollars. And then we're also very active, of course, in relationships with the wider church, and one of the activities that we were all encouraged to participate in is an activity called Book of Faith, which is an effort to reacquaint Lutherans with the Bible and to encourage more active and devoted and focused Bible reading. So many of us received an excellent study guide for doing some Bible reading and Bible discussion groups, and Augsburg Press is promoting that as well. Also, we heard a little bit about the draft of the ELCA social statement on human sexuality, and I'll say a little bit about some of the resolutions that were adopted at our assembly about that. And then finally, Evangelical Outreach and Congregational Mission Unit of the church-wide office is supported with 2 mission directors deployed in the 9 synods in Region 3, which is the region that we are in. So, as you can see, we're very, very actively involved through the St. Paul Area Synod in many different activities, supporting mission work here in the Twin Cities as well as in the wider church.